stressing, I'm the king of the game. From coast to coast, you know they know my name. Got the beats.
You gonna my one side, you make me give number. Me no feel look and pass.
Hey man, listen up. Welcome to the show. This is an instant match reaction, and we certainly we bottled it, didn't we? And dude, I don't even know. Man, I don't know, man. I'm kind of speechless, to say the least. But we did bottle it at home. Um, when we got to be honest, it is what it is. We did let it go. We did let it go. I don't like to say it. Let me know in the comment section what you think. By the way, I'm going to change this thumbnail because it's all screwed up. But what a time! I think Jordy Z was talking about it already. We had a lot of people commenting and saying that at some point in time we were going to let it go. We were gonna lose this one. And look, man, look what's happened. Look what has happened. We certainly did. We certainly did. We gave it away, man. We gave it away. Uh, my gosh, man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to say the least because I know that it sucks because I know that we're going to concede. I know that we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose a match. We knew that it was coming, and we were still, man, we were still not able to figure something out for this not to happen. You know what I mean? It's frustrating because at some point in time we got to make better decisions, man. We got to make better decisions, and we just and it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, man. We never end up, making the right play at the end. Defensively we crumbled, and it's tough. By the way, smash the like button, please. Smash the like button. Um, I would appreciate it if you did so. That way we can get as many people, as many magpies on the show as possible. And so I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated, really frustrated, because I thought we had a better. I just felt like we had it. We had it, man. And I understand Kevin De Bruyne is a big time player, and yes, you're going to get one of those games where he takes over, but he tied the game. He's going to be the man of the match. People are going to give him the man of the match. Of course, they're going to give it to him. But we were tied. We were tied, man. You know what I mean? We were tied. And we still at the end, that play by Oscar Bob, and then just make it happen. They just at the end score, man. It is frustrating, to say the least. I don't know why your comments are not showing up on the screen, even though we are there. I don't know what the hell Lloyd Tatum wants. Um, I don't know what Lloyd. What is your what do you want, bro? I mean, he says absolutely bottlers. Why would you give De Bruyne 10 yards of space to operate? I thought you played a great game until Kevin came on. He says anyway, tough game. Wish it had ended 2-2. All the best. We did bottle it. We did bottle it, didn't we? And it is the truth, and the thumbnail says it. We bottled it because it is true, man. I'm not gonna be sugarcoating this. We let it go, and that is the absolute bottom line. And it sucks, but we just cannot contain the game. We cannot contain. We cannot keep up with a full 90 minutes, now 100 minutes. We always struggle. We always struggle, man. It's it's just frustrating, man. I don't know what to say. It's so frustrating. I'm gonna read your comments in a minute. I just want to make sure that I update this thumbnail because I am having problems with it. We had an opportunity, a clear opportunity to get something beautiful done, to create, to create some a good win. This would have been amazing for Newcastle to win this one at home, but we give it away. We give it away, man, and I'm just frustrated with that. I'm going to read your comments, so keep them coming, and now I got to pull up SofaScore to see some stats to kind of hold on and make sure that I am that I got the stats in front of me. Listen, I'm gonna go to the comments. Laurent is happy to jump in. You want to jump on, man, on the show? Laurent is my partner, of course. Yeah, come on the show, man. Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about this one. He's a partner of mine on the Football Tonight podcast. By the way, subscribe if you're a neutral. If you follow the big clubs, and of course Newcastle. There's a link in the description where you can join Top FC TV. Link is in the description so we can talk about this one. But right now, I'm going to read your comments. Lloyd Tatum says, let me just actually go to this way. That way, Laurent can jump on, and yeah, Laurent, jump on, man. He's got he's got the stuff to do it. So come on. Lloyd says, absolutely, battlers. Why would you give De Bruyne 10 yards of space? We read all that. Farmer says, Lloyd, that isn't fair. City could have scored 5, and the game would have been over at the 60th minute. But we scratched and pulled up courage and blocked shots. There are no players to bring in. City subs scored 2. Wow, that is a big statement right there. The City subs scored 2, and it is right. It is a big deal because they certainly did. They certainly did. They did score. By the way, smash the like button, man. We have no likes in this video. Come on, please smash the like button. Help us grow. Help us get to it. So please, let's get as many likes as we can. Big up Farmer. Jordy Z's our season is turning to shit. And to rub it in, we were told we may have to sell our best players. We need to get 40 points ASAP. The biggest thing is that I mean, I don't even think that's feasible. We're gonna sell who? The players that put us in the game, that helped us score in this match. I don't think so. I don't think that's even should be even considered. The CEO say we may, so it's not necessarily that we were going to, but I think that may should be may not, definitely. Big up Ozan, man. Big up to you, my brother. Welcome. He says, I had faith in you, Chris. Hey, man. Actually, if Laurent jumps on, he is a City fan, so we're gonna be doing this thing for a minute, probably 45 minutes. So smash the like button. Let's get to as many as we can, and of course, share it with your Geordie friends if you're a Newcastle United fan. Um, Newcastle saying Eddie Howe is the fault. Okay, that's an interesting take. Let me know why you think he is the one at fault, though. I would like to know that. Farmer says Lloyd is trying to pay us back for beating Spurs 6-1. He knows a lot of bottling. Ooh, look at Farmer doing a little bit of banting. Yeah, man, they beat us at their stadium though, and I told them this when they were celebrating. I said, "Listen, you beat us at your stadium, but to be fair, man, we can beat you at yours. So it's not really that much. We can get it done. Listen, let me welcome. I'm gonna keep reading your comments, of course, but let me welcome Laurent Cortines to the show. Laurent is my partner.
Señor, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
Doing good, man. He is a Manchester. He's a Manchester City
Sí.
fan. He's been.
Yes, yes.
We've been doing. We've been doing shows on the Football Tonight podcast on the Top FC TV show. By the way, you can subscribe to that one on the link in the description after we're done. But listen, what are your takes on your team, man, and on the Magpies?
Yeah. So I thought that St. James's Park, it was scary. I thought the first 10 minutes you were there. Those are the mistakes, the sort of early exchanges with Ederson, the injury. You had a couple chances there that I thought were okay, then weathered the storm. I think I texted with you, Chris, that I was like, you guys are in trouble. You hung in there. Then the Bernardo goal, I was like, City are on. Like that little period there in the first half where it was like, holy cow, that sort of 15 to 30-minute mark, City were going to play how they play in the second half. Foden, it's like they didn't look for him. They didn't get the memo about Phil Foden being in behind? Seemed like there was nobody to mark him. Where is Longstaff? Where is Guimaraes? They're trying to play high, but they needed the defense to move up as well. And it just Foden and then Doku getting in that number 8 spot caused havoc every time on the turn. So many good turns by Foden running at the back line. You felt like Newcastle were in trouble. But then you guys had a moment. You had 2 incredible goals on the break. Isak, we talk about these sort of things. Maybe you guys don't want to hear this, but United and Arsenal got to look at these games and be like, that's what a striker looks like. A person who can change a game. Yep. He was incredible the entire first half. And then I think, this same story, second half, City completely dominated. You guys kind of disappear. You're kind of hanging in there, but the KDB, Oscar Bob thing, there's an emotional lift. I felt like just before KDB came on, City went flat, and I was worried, and I thought City needs something. And I think that emotional lift of KDB kind of counteracted where Newcastle were, and it just didn't they seemed to just be playing the part of in the narrative that KDB was going to win this game. It's as though they were like, okay, we don't have a crack. We don't have a player like this. This is the City story. They're going to go away, and we're just going to be here playing the heroic loser. I didn't see any, not that they didn't fight and try and win, but just that it was gone. They had no will. They were just there as NPCs. You know what I mean? Like, as the kids say, they were just there to lose in the story of Manchester City winning the league. And when we make the video at the end of the season, this will be the game that says that City turned it around. And they just didn't seem to have anything in the second half.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end, it's sort of like right now, the man of the match is probably going to be Kevin De Bruyne. And
it should be Foden, but
no, but I know it's going to turn out that way. And so, hold on, let me handle the comments real quick because then I get lost.
It's great to see all these people. I'm happy to be here. I'm very objective. I'm perfect for a game like this. I'm perfect to come on someone else's pod about their team and not take a giant crap on them.
Yeah, no, that is true. But actually, Laurent shows a lot of love to Newcastle, man. So
I like
brothers
them.
now.
I like them.
Yeah. Anthony says same shite every week, and then to be honest with you, it's frustrating because we always have it, and in the same thing with Liverpool, we were in the game. You know what I mean? We were very much in the game, and then of course they gave us that shitty penalty at the end, which destroyed the game by VAR. But before that, we were like, at some point we're going on 20 minutes. At some point, the goal is going to come on, and what the hell are we going to do to not do that? Like to stop that? And there's two things. Number one, we can't do anything because we got a very limited squad. And number two, when we have somebody, like we put Lewis Hall in the 85th minute, it's almost like clockwork. You know what I mean? Why? If you don't believe in Hall, if you don't believe he's good in training, if you don't believe, then why do you put him at all? What kind of rest are you giving Gordon or Byrne, who was actually burnt by the 55th minute? What kind of rest are you giving them?
I mean,
I understand that.
Let's just, Dan Byrne is a guy who played at Wigan. He's a 6'7" left back. This is a guy that gives his all, but he's just not good enough, right? It's not a question of effort. It's not a question of whether he's a good player. He's being exposed to play too much, too often, and being relied upon. No, I don't think anyone who's in this chat would say, oh, Dan Byrne is a scrub. He's just not. Same with Longstaff. We talked about this a few months ago, this idea of like, oh, it's nice that they have all these Geordies. Those guys should not be featuring prominently in the squad. The consistent Champions League level version of Newcastle is going to have those guys coming off the bench when you're up 2. It's not going to be they're in there all 90 minutes, week upon week upon week.
And the craziest thing is that Byrne was dead by the 50th minute. Longstaff disappeared. He only came back to make a foul, almost penalty, and then he disappeared again. These guys, you know what I mean? Eddie Howe has a loyalty for some of these guys that at some point in time you got to put the team first. You got to put the team first. And then again, we don't have very many players, but at least put somebody that can run.
The concerning thing, and I think this is illustrative, and I think you might want to ask some Bournemouth supporters, that last season this is very similar. He didn't seem to have a way to change the course of games or the course
Mm,
of seasons. Like things just sort of got away from him, and he just didn't. He seemed to believe like if we just keep doing the things that we're doing, we're going to get there. And eventually, and the other thing was with Bournemouth for Eddie Howe, and this is only just to look back. This is the only other managerial job we know. He was unable to incorporate new players in. Now this time he has done it. Like I think the not having Joe Linton is huge, right? Like
right.
he's just, by the way, selling Longstaff for a profit, who are you selling him to? He's only valuable to Newcastle. Like, what are you going to sell
Yeah,
him to,
no.
like
I mean,
Blackburn
you
or,
could sell him to a championship.
Middlesbrough?
You could sell him to a championship team that could pay 15
Yeah,
million
but
for
what are
him.
they going to
Right?
15 if you're lucky? But he's not,
You know what I mean? But
you know.
10, 15 million, you got to get something. At least
But then who
you're
do you
making
replace
an
him with?
approved.
You guys don't want Jordan
It
Henderson to
doesn't
come back,
matter.
do you?
It doesn't matter. Anybody could be better than Longstaff at this point. And I always say this: look, I don't listen. I almost feel like I have a Longstaff phrase or rant, against him, but I don't. But it almost feels like he is one of the culprits, as well as Burn at times, as well as
They're just exposed. They're not
I've
good enough.
criticized Miguel Almiron in a lot of, you know what I mean? So it's just not enough. Jordi Jesus is not Eddie's fault. It is because we can't bring anyone on to change the game. That is true. We can't hang. We cannot hang 90 minutes on the pitch. That is the bottom line.
You know what's
You know what I
funny?
mean?
So as I was watching this game, you know what I thought of? I thought for City's perspective, and this is a compliment to Newcastle or a detriment to Real Madrid. You looked like Real Madrid second half in that semifinal, where it was just like, we're Real Madrid, we're really good. When we have all these players, we can't do anything with this team. We can't get near them. There's nothing we can do, right? Like it's one of these things where when City are like this, these are the moments, and it doesn't happen all the time, even though you got your 2 goals. When they're like that second half or that last 25 minutes when KDB came on, you can't do anything with them. You kind of just have to survive. And even then, the goals were fantastic, right? Like, who's at fault for KDB? Was someone supposed to foul him before he takes the shot? Was Oscar Bob supposed to just get wiped out by that
was
pass?
open.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, but it's still a 2-touch around the goalkeeper finish by a 19-year-old. Like, what do you
Right.
what? And the other thing is,
I
and
agree.
it's not. I don't want to kill, the tune. I don't want to kill County Durham, and I don't want to kill Newcastle. If you're such a hotbed of football, where the hell are your players? Shouldn't every kid who's 16 years old who watches Newcastle day in and day out, aren't you at the Newcastle Academy? Why don't they have 19-year-olds to come on? Where are these kids
But
that are supposed to be
that's not.
this
We don't
hotbed of
have.
football? I'm going to kill your team because don't talk shit and tell me
No.
that you're the biggest fans in the world if you don't have
But
any
listen,
players.
hold on. I can't let you talk shit on this channel, man. You know, I'm a you know what I mean? I can't, because they're gonna say I just got punked by a City fan on my damn show. But I can't let that happen.
I know. I'm
But
just
the
saying,
thing
like,
is,
where are the kids? Like Miley's there. Is there another one?
well, it's not about the kids because Oscar Bob is not your best player, nor is he important to you. He just scored the last goal because he tried to make the ball was caught in his legs. He made a little move and then he just found in front of the goal. He scored, but he's not.
Guardiola trusted him with the game on the line.
Yeah, but we trust Miley too. So you got one dude.
Yeah, he's
you don't,
great. But you need
is
another
not,
one.
City is not going to come here and talk about trusting young players. You guys have no trust on any young players. Hence Cole Palmer. So
Oh, he wanted to leave.
The thing is, we just don't even have a full squad. We don't even have starters, to say the least. Anthony says Captain Catastrophe, Trippier 6 goals given away. I don't think it's Trippier's. Trippier today was good, man. I know. It's just that we just don't have it. Don't you understand that when we get to a certain point in the match, we can't compete. Our legs are fall off. We get chopped right above the kneecap. We cannot run anymore. You know what I'm saying? We cannot run anymore. And that is just the bottom line. We don't even get amputated a little bit below the knee. That way we can put a prosthetic on. We get chopped. You know what I mean? We can't run. We can't do nothing. And you look at Dan Burn when he gets this look like this, and he runs like that. He's done. He's done, man. He's done. And then you're gonna put Lewis Hall at the 85th minute. Like I just every time I see that move, I just want to punch somebody in the face because it happens every single time. Like that's gonna make a move. That's gonna make a difference. Get his
Yeah,
ass out earlier, man.
yeah. But Livramento's out. He's hurt.
Livermento has the shits, I think, and
The shits.
but but
A classic reason for missing a match.
but listen, but people were like, "Oh man, Livermento's not gonna play." He wasn't gonna play to begin with. Dan Burn plays. That's what happens. Farmer says, my opinion is that Toon had to be extremely efficient on the counter and
They
on
were.
defense to get anything from this game. Glass half full, brothers and sisters. That is a positive. We can get positives out of this one, but let me tell you
They were good for a
what
half.
doesn't look at positives. They're really good. The table don't give a damn about positives, and that's
No.
what I'm concerned about because we're going to be in the middle zone, and I hate that. You know what I mean? Because I think we were better than Chelsea, but Chelsea is in the middle right now. They're above us. Right now they're above us. You know, we're a mid-table team right now. Anthony Stafford says KDB off the bench. That's the difference. That I mean, that's one hell of a difference. Jordy Z, do we really have to listen to a City fan gloat? Oh man,
I'm not gloating. I'm not gloating. I don't gloat.
hey, you got to take it, man, from the fans. You got to take it, man.
I don't
Ozan,
gloat.
big up Ozan says. Oh, Ozan is a Liverpool fan, I think.
Oh.
God, I hope there's no more Liverpool fans born in this world.
Ozan
But big up
Kabak.
Ozan.
Yes, a legend.
Ozan Kawak from Atlanta says KDB is just sheer quality, scores and assists after subbing on, change the game. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Farmer, look. Many of us realize that a good January for Newcastle would be a good victory over Sunderland. 1 point against Liverpool, City, or Villa. We still got Villa left, and still stand by that. But the thing is, yeah, you're right. In hindsight, it's okay, but damn, but you look at this game, and we could have gotten a point, let alone a victory. Yeah. What I'm saying is like just 1 point, and you just, man.
I mean, I have to say, I was afraid. And every time going forward, it looked like a mess. Like I was just dying. Like every time Guardiola and Kovacic got the ball, I was like, this is bad. Please don't let these guys play. Farmer, I hear you on these things. This City or back stuff, this narrative stuff that happens with City is very strange. We don't have a deep squad at all. It happens.
Well, you got a deeper squad than Newcastle. That's a fact.
Sure. But it's not like it's 30
better
players.
quality.
It's high quality. And then the coaching. I mean, Guardiola is incredible. He makes guys that are okay look amazing. And if you're not up to the level, you simply don't play at all, ever, never, ever. Right? Like, where is Calvin Phillips? He's insulted. He has to be like, listen, I love him. He's a nice guy. He can't play for my team. Thank you. Bye.
And let me tell you this, Calvin Phillips, man, you're out here celebrating the City win. You need to be hiding from the cameras because you're not going to play for the Toon if they get any clips of you celebrating this win.
Yeah.
When you know you're about to get your ass sold. So
you know what,
smart
though?
about it, dude.
I do think that Calvin Phillips would be good on Newcastle simply because of the way you guys play. It's much more physicality, much more reactive, much more like get stuck in, make a deep pass, and instead of carrying the ball and intricate and spacing, you're just going to attack and be front foot. I think Calvin Phillips can definitely do that. But I would question why Guardiola is just like, yo, you cannot play for me. You don't get it. You're not football smart enough. I'm not saying I don't know how smart he is, but like football smarts, he clearly does not think he's bright enough to play and take these things on. So it's weird.
Yeah.
And plus,
Georgie Z.
Rodri is sick.
What Rodri was on it today, man. He was on it, but I mean, we were able to contain him. I think the best man was Foden, and at the beginning we weren't able to do anything about it, and then we figured some kind of way. I mean, those counterattacks. I always keep saying, you got to give Isak an opportunity. That's all he wants. That's all he needs, and he's going to make it happen, man. And Gordon, what a great shot as well. You know what I mean?
Especially after Diaz tried to kill him.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It was a foul. That should have been a yellow card. Jordy Z, but as long as Liverpool don't win the league, I'm happy for City to win it. All right.
There's folks like that. I don't know. Listen, it looks like it's going to shake out to be the same sort of two that I don't think Arsenal are ready. I don't think Aston Villa will be able to hang with these two teams, and I think it'll be Liverpool and City down the stretch. But we know two times so far, City has come out on top, but it's been luck. Like it's been 1 point twice. So
City had 27 shots. This game was very much like Liverpool. You can't expect to win those. Man, you would have lost both those games by 5. Yeah, but I mean, we were on it. You know what I mean? We were 2-1. Again, it's about game management.
The funny
and we
thing
can't
is
even
about, like, bagging
afford
on
that.
Man U, there's, like, 3 players that Liverpool that Newcastle would kill to have, like, he
Bruno
Bruno
Fernandez
Fernandes on
probably.
would be amazing to have on Newcastle, or
There's
even
rumors that
Rashford on the break. Like,
the
you would replace
nah,
him with
Rashford don't run,
Almiron
man. He
every
doesn't
day
have.
of
He
the
has no
Yeah,
effort.
but Almiron just goes around in circles and takes bad shots.
Yeah, that is true.
That's the spot for
Uh,
me, is that left attack, that right attack spot for
Big up
Newcastle.
White. Wait, how do you say that? Oh, right as one, or righteous one.
Righteous.
Sorry about that.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
god. Big up righteous one. I think it's the first time you're on the show, so we're gonna give you the welcome music. Big up to you. Thank you for being on the show. Please subscribe, like the stream, and yeah, if you're a Magpie, you need to subscribe. You say, have Newcastle spent 800 million to play like Stoke City? What? What do you mean?
You
I
don't
should
play
have read
like
your
Stoke
comment.
City. Stoke City were not this good, and you broke people's legs.
Yeah. Stephen Field, what's up, brother? Says we don't have a bench, plain and simple, and too many injuries. Manchester City spent billions. Yeah, man, we don't get that liberty that you guys had, man, for 10
You
years.
can. You can.
No, we
It's just
can't.
you're following the rules. Break the rules, and you can spend billions.
But no, hell no. Then we're gonna get relegated. And
No, don't worry about that. You buy your way out. You ask the Saudi government to say, "Hey, sport in the UK government,
by the
just don't
way,
worry about it. We'll give you some contracts."
The Saudi government they don't own Newcastle. It's the PIF
Oh, right.
who is owned by Saudi Arabia. But that's I'm just
Just
saying,
right.
you know,
Just like my team's not owned by the UAE, it's owned by Sheikh Mansour. It's different.
exactly,
Who
exactly.
is the living embodiment of the state of the
Hey,
UAE?
who are you owned by? Saudi or Qatar?
We are owned by the United Arab Emirates, so Dubai.
Oh, Dubai. Oh, you're owned by Dubai. Okay, so that's what
Mhm.
I knew it was a different one.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
bunch of
man.
them. There's Qatar, there's the
Dubai.
UAE, there's Yemen, but Yemen are broke and don't have any money. There's a few of
Yeah.
them around there.
As we're talking about, yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. And so Saudi Arabia is only owns Newcastle United. That's man,
Steven,
I'm not Saudi Arabia, PIF.
Everton were deducted 10 points because they were dumb and we're like, yeah, we'll collaborate. Don't collaborate. Don't admit anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, be quiet, man.
Yeah,
Do it the
don't be like,
American.
oh, we'll go soft on you if you just tell us what you really did. No,
Do
never do that. Be like, we didn't do anything.
do it the American way, man. Just be quiet. You know what I mean? Jordy, see, if we had Tonali, Joelinton, Barnes, we would have won that
I
game.
agree. I
Possibly.
agree.
Joelinton is man. Joelinton, we missed that guy in the middle,
He's
man.
so good.
More than likely, Longstaff wouldn't have played, so that's one positive thing.
I forgot about Barnes. He's been gone for a long time.
Yeah, he's on grass, but we'll see when he comes on. I don't know. I mean, Barnes is really good, and he definitely puts the pressure on the wingers because he can play both. He's
Right,
really good, man.
but would they rotate one to the other side because he's in
Well, more than likely gonna
Anthony Gordon's spot.
right, more than likely going to play Anthony Gordon, and then Gordon could go to the right side and Almiron and get his ass in the bench.
And is there
But
any reason that they can't play? Why? I just don't understand. Like, as things were going bad, was Callum Wilson not available to keep
Callum
running?
Wilson is hurt again.
Oh, okay. Again, he's
So
always
again, and that's what I'm saying. Right now, if Isak, for some reason, I don't know, something happened, you would have played without a striker.
yeah. You have
Gordon
to
would
play
have gone to the
Gordon.
middle. Gordon go to the middle, and then who's the left wing? Burn
You,
will be playing the left wing. You know what I mean? That's
well,
the thing.
maybe you just put Burn as a striker and just play long, man. Just try
Yeah.
and get the ball.
Which today, look, that would make a lot more sense, to be honest with you. That would make a lot more sense to put him in the middle and just throw a Trippier. You got one job.
Oh, God.
A set piece, one of those
Yeah,
machines that they got. Just boom,
yeah,
boom, boom.
yeah,
And
yeah.
but I don't know. Lewis Hole now he put him as a left wing, so that might be a future option.
So,
Only 5
what
minutes
is
though.
what is holding Newcastle back from spending? Is it just that you don't have the revenue to
It's
spend
the
against it?
it's the financial fair play, meaning, which is crazy because
It's so dumb. I
if
hate
you
it.
it's crazy, and a lot of pundits have said this. Look, if I buy a new club, I should get I should be allowed to make changes to it in the first 2 years or something. Let me spend whatever I can. Let me try to fix my club. What is the point of me getting a club and then I don't get to do anything? Might as well be owned by Mike Ashley. Obviously there are differences, so I'm not
Yep.
calling up
Yeah,
on that.
and that's why I don't like it. It's designed to keep the rich teams rich because it's like you can
Yeah,
only spend what you've made. So
And
Newcastle, who made $50 million in profit, can only spend 100 million, but
yeah,
but Manchester United, who made $500 million, can spend $1 billion. That's not
it
fair.
doesn't make sense because Manchester United, of course, they got a they got a fan base from all over the world already set,
It's not
and we are
fair.
working to get that. Of course, we're working to get
That's
that.
the only reason City cheated, so that we could beat United. We did it for all of you. Don't you
Yeah,
understand?
yeah, and yeah. So listen,
We did it to
the,
stop them.
but what doesn't make sense is, which is crazy, but it does make sense how they put it, but it just doesn't make sense that they have it. Like they say, you can sell Guimaraes, you can sell Isak, who were the stars of today, so we're gonna sell the stars.
Right.
Yeah, and then you can use that money to buy new players. Gonna cost about the same, and there's no
Right.
problem. Like man, just shut the hell up, man, and just let us spend the damn money. It's like me buying a house and telling me, yeah, you can't remodel or anything because
Right. Right.
we
You
already
can't
got
you
six.
right.
We already
Right.
got six mansions that
Yeah.
we don't want to have a seventh.
Well, that's why I
Uh,
don't like it. As much as I understand why it's there, and I understand why we want to have sustainable teams that don't go out of business, etc. But the way it's implemented is designed to keep the rich teams rich and the poor teams poor.
Farmer says, remember Bruno had a yellow early that could have been avoided, hence his aggression was
Mhm.
limited. So Joe Linton out, Bruno hampered with a yellow, and we took City to the line. Chins up, people. No, I get it, man, but you not. I mean, I get to be upset. I mean, you know what I mean. I get to be upset, man. Stephen Field, Everton deducted 10 points for that. Yeah,
Yes,
150 charges
we
against
know.
Manchester City,
We're
but
not
nothing is happening.
guilty.
But nothing
Not
is happening.
guilty. We're
Yeah,
waiting. Not
no,
yes.
the one,
FFP protects the rich teams.
but
Correct.
I certainly don't agree with that because we rich. They ain't protecting us. It's they
Well, they're
protecting
stopping
a
you.
certain. You know what? They've been
Established rich
they got
teams.
a number. They got a pair number 6. Okay, that's great. They just don't they don't want to add another one, and then it's just weird, man. They have a certain in the late '90s. It was 4. Newcastle were in that. Obviously, no rich, not no rich. Every owner is rich. This nonsense that all of a sudden only Saudi or Middle Eastern team owners
It's
owning,
all relative.
that they are
It's all
they're the rich
relative,
ones,
right?
and the Gronkies are poor. Shut the hell up. They are rich as well. They own every single team and sports team in the United States.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
come on, man.
Well,
Jordy C.
the other thing
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
like the difference is like, so Jim Radcliffe has $4 billion, the PIF has $500 billion.
No, that is true,
It's a
but they're
big
still rich,
yeah.
and
Oh, sure, sure, sure.
they're not gonna go poor anytime soon. Now, listen, the PIF's gr- great grandkids might be safe, but Ratcliffe's great grandkids are safe. So then maybe not. Their families are not safe that long. But you get the point. Essentially, they're all
So what are the positions that Newcastle needs to update? Like to me, when I see that Almiron side, that's the
right.
one that I just go, they're weak on that side. I think the
Yeah.
defense is still strong. Maybe cover for Trippier, another central defender. Although Lascelles was really good, right?
Yeah,
When they were
but
out,
Botman is the best player in the center back, so
is he not
he's got
playing?
to
He was
play.
playing.
Yeah, he's playing
Yeah,
now, but I'm saying
he's good.
Lascelles is not. So Lascelles
No,
could
no, no. But
also
he's
leave.
cover. Like he's there. At least
Yeah, yeah,
there's a
yeah.
guy.
Well, no, well it depends because if Lascelles leaves, he's been at the club for 10 years, man. He might be looking like, okay, I don't want to be a backup, or he might say I'm comfortable in Newcastle, so I'm good. It all depends. But this is all going to happen in the summer, though. I think that if he leaves Lascelles, but he
The
has
thing
been
is, but
rumored.
you look. The thing that I worry about is like you look at. I guess like who are you guys really competing against? You're really in that Spurs Aston Villa
Yeah, yeah,
group. You think about it, right?
exactly.
And Spurs 1, 2 got their guys. We're
But
off. They're ready to
because
go.
because of the FFP, they really haven't spent shit. They've been sucking like we did, but
But they
we're
got
dealing
that.
with Mike Ashley's,
They
which is
got that
crazy.
stadium, man. That stadium is printing money, so
Yeah,
they can borrow
that
against
stadium
the
is
stadium.
definitely printed. They're definitely showing ways of spending money that we're not. And right now we're 10th. Yes, we are battling with Tottenham. I think but they are 11 points away, bro. They're
Hmm.
10 points away. 10 points away. And so definitely we're in the mid table now, man. So I don't in the beginning I was saying, yeah, we're battling with Aston Villa,
Yeah.
Tottenham, and it
But
was
this is
Manchester
this
United
is
too.
one of those things that I get concerned with how, and it's just maybe he learns this season, maybe he talks to some of the guys, he talks to Ainsworth and he talks to Darren Eales and those guys that sort of ran clubs. They're good business people. But what person in the Newcastle hierarchy has been like, yo, this is how your club needs to be when you're playing on four fronts, right? There's no one in that backroom staff that's like, I was at Manchester United with Ferguson when we had to manage a squad. I was at Chelsea with Abramovich when we had to manage a squad. You need a squad of 25 at least. Like, who is that person? It's not Howe. It's not Eales, who was at Atlanta United and a little bit at Spurs, and it's not Ainsworth, who was, at Brighton. So
Well,
who's that person that has that European understanding, or someone who was a director of football or technical director at Juve, who knows what you need in a squad to keep it going? So that's the thing
at
I
this
worry
point,
about. Like, what's going to happen with no Europe? Or they'll be fine next year, but then when Europe comes back again, are they just going to go up and down? I don't know.
well, the thing is, you need to find some kind of. We got to find our level, and well, if you look,
Last year it was an overachievement, which is fine.
no, I don't think so.
But yes, it was.
No, I don't
Absolutely.
think so. I think who gave us points? Did we get did the referees benefit us? The VAR give us
No, but I'm saying, like, it was
no.
an outlier of
We
defense.
but we earned our points. You know, you know what I mean?
No, it's not. But it was. No one went into the
No one
season.
expected it. That's
Yes,
different.
that's what I mean.
But
It's
so
an
you know,
overachievement.
but look, I think that's our level. You know what I mean? Right now, that should be. We just got let go with all these injuries last season we never had, and it's weird. But hold on, man, you're making me lose my train of thought. Stop touching the
Sorry.
comments.
Sorry.
I need. Hold on.
Sorry.
I was going okay. So that's the thing. Like I was trying to look. It's tough. It's tough. But we should be up there fighting with Tottenham. But how can I say that when we're 10 points away? How can I argue that? West Ham is up there now with 6 points. I mean,
Yeah,
6
but
points. I mean,
you're
6.
better than West Ham. West Ham's not.
We are. We're better than Brighton. But look,
No,
at the
you're
end
not.
of the day, yeah, we are better than Brighton. But you know what I mean? So at some point we gotta, I don't know, man. I don't know what we can do. I don't even know. Eddie Howe came out yesterday. He said, or the day before, he said something about nothing is really, we're not looking at to get anybody really, nothing is happening, no conversation, which I don't think is true. Calvin Phillips has been in the talks, but at this point, man, I just don't know. I don't know. We need to add somebody. Jordy Z, and then they are all panic and try to stop us getting the Saudi players on loan. They all hate us. That could be true. Farmer says a counter argument person might bring up Brighton or Villa. Neither
Villa
are parts
spent
of
a
the
lot
cartel
of
type
money.
place. Yeah, but Villa spent a lot of money.
Yes, 150 on that squad
But
under
we
Gerrard.
but look,
Tons.
we spent over that with Trippier, with
Right, but
Isak,
Tonali's a huge
with
amount of
someone else.
money that's missing. I think that
That is
piece
true.
missing is a huge. I miss the days when we were in League One too. I remember the semifinal: Gillingham, Horlock, Dave Dickoff. I mean Dan Dickoff, just classics. That was our 1999. That was our nadir. We almost went
Yeah.
down to League Two.
But
Good days. Good days.
yeah, Stephen Field, we overachieved last season, and a good squad takes time to build, but we'll get there. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? But listen, man, we get to be upset about the game.
Sure.
I'm not going to be jumping up and down because we lost 3-2 when we could have won it. We could have tied it. You know
The
what I mean?
streak, though, the 1-8 thing, that's bad. Like
This this is the first time under the new ownership that we lost two home games back to back, which is crazy.
You just need the feel. You just need a win, right? You need, like, who's the easy game that you can beat that's coming up? Like, what's on the schedule?
Oh,
Like, I
next
get
month is an easy much. Next
losing to
month.
City is not bad. Losing to Liverpool is not bad. It sucks.
Listen,
It hurts. You
we
want to
got-
measure yourself, but you gotta beat. You need a win. You need to feel the feeling again. Like that Sunderland game, I think was massive. You played them off the park. It wasn't even close. That was uplifting, but then you kind of got like brought back down to earth. Just like, oh, we're not there yet. We're not at that level.
Well, we're not on City's level, but we should be higher than where we are. and we got to play Fulham on the FA Cup, and then we got Aston Villa. That's the last of the tough.
Then you got a good run there. You got after that, it's Luton, Forest, Bournemouth. You got to win all three.
Look at that. Jordy says your guest passed the test. He remembers the old days. Respect, because he doesn't think that you're the bandwagon fan. Like you became a fan with with the new ownership. No, Loren is good, man. Loren is actually good. He's on again. You got to subscribe to Top FC TV. Link is in the
Yeah.
description. We have a neutral
I'm a
stuff.
big historian. Like I can't claim to be like, oh, I go way back. I'm from England, blah blah blah. blah but I'm not gonna
But
go
you live in
on.
England.
I did. But I'm not gonna go on and be a fan and say something about a club without knowing as much as I can. So I've read
Yeah.
all the books. I've read Inverting the Pyramid. I read The Ball is Round. I've done everything I can do to understand everything I can about football, even though it's not my native sport. So I did push
Yeah.
and learn a lot as much as I could, or
Are
else I
you
wouldn't
gonna?
put Main Road behind me.
But right now, this was an important game for y'all, man. You beat at least, I think that as far as teams go, as far as love for like Newcastle love for other teams, you guys are the only ones that we actually could be supportive as far as winning. Uh, because we
Yeah,
don't
no,
really give.
no, yeah. I mean, we're hated. It's worse. It's actually with City. It's like people don't want us to win. It's very lazy narrative. Oh, we bought it, blah, blah, oil. The same thing that you guys get, but it's going on. It's on. It's 12 years now. Like a lot of the weird high spending stuff happened early. A lot of the issues happened early. But if you look around, East Manchester. They're rebuilding stadiums. They're actually broke ground on a women's facility. They've put the women's team on the map, and just like Newcastle are, and shamed United and shamed Liverpool into investing in their women's squad, and shamed Real Madrid and all those clubs that were super clubs that weren't doing anything with women's teams. And City was the one who was like, you know what? All the men already watch. Let's look at this other market and expand that way. So I think it's just the best run club of the rich club. So it's that lethal combination of not only do we have a lot of money and we can spend our way out of it, but we're well run, right? The way Abramovich actually ran Chelsea, and juxtaposed to the way you see Bowley. Bowley's spending money and they're awful. United are spending money and they're awful. You got to have good structure. And that's why I really believe in Newcastle in a weird way, because I know the guys that they're hiring. I know who Ainsworth is. I've heard him interviewed. I know who Darren Eales is. I've heard him interviewed. Darren Eales was at Tottenham and he was a managing director. And he was the first hire of Atlanta United, who in the US were one of the greatest MLS team launches in history. They completely transformed the MLS and won the championship within 2 years. So he's a great front office executive for Newcastle. So Newcastle are in good hands. Don't play the long game. Don't worry about these results. Get upset, like you say, Chris. But I think that 2, 3, 4 years, they're building a best-in-class organization. That's why I don't kill Newcastle. I think they're in good shape. I have concerns about Howe. I like Howe. He has to grow.
Well, it's the big question. It's one of the big questions. Newcastle fans are very much like have your back type fans, so they're not going to say it publicly. And the few that say it publicly,
Get shouted down.
but everybody's thinking it like, man, can he be the one? And it's tough because you don't want to sound mean towards the guy because he helped us a lot. He did a great job, and the reason why people say that, the reason why people question it, could be a negative, could sound like a negative thing, but it's normal to do it because obviously he hasn't won really.
Yeah, he's got no
nothing.
trophies. I mean, sorry,
And
that's not true. Unless you count he won League Two, he won,
Right.
like he won the championship, etc.
Yeah, and so it is fair to question that, but I just don't know, man. I mean, I think that he needs to have one more season as a manager to, and then like, okay, you gave it 3 years, man. Well, 4 now, I think, isn't it? 4, yeah.
There's the relegation season that he got out of.
Yeah,
Got
that
the
would
top
be.
4 last. This is his season 3.
So you can give him one more season. I think that 4 years is good enough. I think that Arteta's dealing with his 5th, and you see how I think he should win something by now, and that's Arsenal with more capabilities of
I
getting
mean,
new
I
people.
think I think you're right. I mean, the second half of the season for Arsenal, if they start to slip and really like fall
I think
back
this is
in the
it.
pack,
This is it for Arsenal. If they're slipping, they're slipping. Where are they at now? They're
5 points
4th
behind.
still. They lost against Fulham.
Five's not bad. You can pull out of that.
No, but I'm saying for Arsenal, they need to win something because I mean, they need to. It's 5 years, bro. You can't. Then
Well,
you're gonna have
they
a
won an FA Cup in the first season.
no, yeah, but I mean Premier League, you're gonna be the Arsene Wenger too. I mean, you can't do that. And for Newcastle, that's it's a
So,
question for Eddie Howe.
but here's the thing, right? Do you start to, and this is going to be a bit of an American fan thing. So, do you start to give teams or players a pass who are in an era of of dominant teams, right? Like nobody gives Patrick Ewing or Charles Barkley or Karl Malone problems. They didn't win the championship because they were going against Jordan, right? Like you just couldn't win. So do these
Nah, bro.
clubs like Arsenal, Newcastle, well, Chelsea won, but like, is it just that they're in the wrong era, right? Like if it was another era, Liverpool would have 3 or 4 titles already. It's just that City are just raised the bar to a level that it is
Mm,
really hard to compete because those points, 85 to 90, if you need to win the league for between 85 and 90 points, those points, each point at that level is worth costs 20x the points up until then. It's just really hard. And
yeah.
maybe
Uh,
Guardiola leaves and everything balances out and we have this chaos, which I think is the goal, right? The Premier League could get really chaotic if Klopp and Pep leave. Then we have to figure out who the super coaches are again.
Eddie Howe's gonna be the super coach, man.
Eddie Howe?
You
He might.
went to
It
you
might
didn't
be.
buy
I
that. Hey,
don't
you
know
never
who it's
know, right?
going to be.
You never know. Jordy Z, we're about to end, by the way, but Jordy Z, will Pep come to Newcastle when his job is done at City? I'd happily pick him up from the airport. Yeah, that wouldn't that be crazy? Hey, but at some point in time, some people might say it's crazy, but like sometimes managers need a new challenge. Could you imagine Pep winning something big with like like a Newcastle team? That would put him as the best
Yeah.
manager in the history of
Yeah.
football. To be
Yeah.
honest
I
with you.
mean, I think knowing the way he is, he'd be like, oh, I want to go to Italy. And he'll go and like win it
Yeah.
with Roma or something ridiculous.
Wonderful horseshoe, man. You say we didn't bottle it at home. Man City are world class. Get it right. What a shit headline. For fuck's sake, up the Geordies. Listen, you gotta understand one thing, bro. You gotta understand one thing. It's okay. It's okay. By the way, I changed the thumbnail anyway because I don't like that word, but but I didn't change it because of you. I do appreciate you for being on the show. Hopefully, you subscribe if you're a Newcastle fan. But listen, it's understand it's okay if we let it go. We had it. So what is the problem, bro? Like, you know what I mean? It's okay and be upset that we lost it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I
don't be
like
upset
that
at
about you,
headlines, bro.
Chris. You're always you want high standards. You don't want people to accept losing.
Exactly. We are in
Mm.
a new environment now. If it was Ashley era, man, shit, I'll be happy we lost 2-1, 3-1. You know what I mean? That we scored. But you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure Rafa Benitez would come back any day now. You guys
Oh
want
man. Hell to the no, man. Steven Field, everything had I
isn't
mean,
he's having a hard time at Celta Vigo, right? I think so.
yeah. Why did I have just what did I just say Eric Ten Hag? Oh my god. Um
Because it
E-
wrote EH.
Eddie Howe says Eddie Howe deserves a chance to judge him on a full fit squad. That is true. That is true too. That's what I'm saying. Like we need to give him another season, right? We need to give him another season.
I
Uh,
understand that, but that the question it's an open question. Can he manage a European and league campaign? There's no one in that front office of Newcastle who has experience with a top level 5 competition 60 game club. That's the question I have. I think he's fine if it's just a Premier League, or it's fine if it's just a Champions League, or it's fine if it's a cup run, but can he do it on all fronts? There's only a handful of clubs that understand the concept of managing on all fronts, right? You know, your Juves, your Inters, your Barças, your Real that are in it 60 games a year, 60 games a year, 60 games a year. City now, 60 games a year. Does he have the wherewithal to be like, you have to almost sacrifice games and be like, you know what? I have this 8. I have a group of 16. I play 8 of them and I rotate them around so that there's freshness within different games. He doesn't seem to grasp that yet. That's the question I have. Doesn't mean he's a bad coach. Just it might
yeah.
be hard to do.
Hold on. A wonderful horseshoe, brother. The problem is I'm in Newcastle. I'm majority city, our class. I'm 63. You haven't got a clue.
Oh,
Why
okay.
haven't I got a clue? I don't have to be a Geordie from Newcastle to have a clue about Newcastle, man. That's the thing. The problem is that people that think like this is the problem as to why we have financial fair play to begin with. Because you think that everything is from Newcastle is gonna be the greatest thing. We got a lot of Newcastle fans that are from Newcastle in this show that understand and respect that we need to grow our fan base. all over the world, so we can. At one point, when we suck and are the worst team in the world, like Manchester United, and they still can buy whatever they want because they have a fan base all over the world. Imagine if they just had fans from Manchester; they will be in the fourth league, in the fourth English division right now. So
Hi, we were there.
you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, wonderful Horseshoe. And I appreciate you again. And listen, we're gonna be friends, man. So we're not. Listen, I love you, Horseshoe. Don't worry. We're Newcastle fans, man. We just have a little misunderstanding. We're about to end the show, man. I appreciate everybody, of course. Steve Fields, we'll see. McKenna, he has experience now in McKenna, Man City, where outstanding. To be fair, passed us off the park, couldn't get near him. Yeah, at the end, that was it.
It was incredible, honestly.
It's our squad that had let us down, not Eddie. There's a lot of there's not a lot of you can do when you have 13 players to pick from. That is true.
Sure.
And when I was looking at it, it's like, man, that is crazy. Jordy Z, Chris, I'm gonna start wearing my shirt on my head. Oh yeah, man, you know what I mean. This is hey, I'm pulling the. I got the Newcastle colors, and I'm putting a little bit of. Now you know what? I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to get canceled. But you know, I'm listen.
You're
this
a
is my
Saudi
new style.
prince. Is that what you're saying? You're a Saudi
I'm not
prince.
saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing, man. You say
Hey,
you don't
there
have
we
to be
go.
here every day. Ian McKenna, if you support Newcastle, you are Newcastle.
Thank you, Fresh
That's
Fila.
straight up.
Oh, I have to show my shirt. I got the Greyhounds from Ted Lasso.
Oh,
Fake
there it
team.
is. There it is. Stephen Field, Pep learned his craft, was not born with it. That is true. Jordy Z, wonderful Horseshoe, has a small club mentality. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Hey, have a loyal fan base, bro. People come. There was a Sunderland fan that was coming. That was coming. That came on here. I said, listen, you talk your shit if you want to, but you're about to get annihilated from the dogs in the comments. And the dude got so ridiculed, he had to crawl his ass back down south to the where side, man, because he, don't do it, man. Farmer, I like your guest and value his opinion until he said Eddie Howe doesn't know how to rotate. If we had 5 Lewis Miley's on the bench,
I haven't
would've
seen it.
rotated.
He may know how. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Listen, man, I appreciate everybody coming on. Of course, appreciate Laurent. Hey, listen, join us on Top FC TV. Link in the description
Monday.
for Top FC TV. We had the Football Tonight show. We have videos, of course, as well. So listen, that's a neutral channel. So join us on that side. We talk Newcastle, but as long as we talk Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United, unfortunately, we talk about all
Just give
those
a rundown of the division more than anything.
Yeah, that is true. So
I
go
try
over there,
Brighton all the time, and
subscribe there on your. Actually,
at it.
you know what? Hold on. Before you go, I'm gonna leave you the link to that show. That way you can subscribe to it, and listen, you might like it. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers on that channel, so we need as many as we can, and we are monetized on there a little bit. We can
you
get
are?
super
Nice.
chats and stuff. So no, a little bit on that channel. So listen, there's the link right there for that show. Actually, there you go. The second one is the link. The first one I messed it up, but this is the second link. Go to that channel, subscribe if you're new. For now, Howie the lads, we lost, but hey, it is what it is. We'll come back on the next one. We got Fulham FA Cup, and 3 days later, we have fucking Aston Villa. What the hell kind of shit is this, man? We, the 3 days later,
you beat them. You beat them. You got to get that.
We can be Aston Villa, but we're gonna be away. This is no. What do you mean, Ian? No filth. What are you talking about?
Did you curse?
Unsubbed, Ian. Where are you? What is he talking about? No filth. I didn't get that.
Did we curse? Did we say something nasty? I don't know. It's fine.
What are you talking about, Ian? I'm gonna wait for Ian's response. You can go ahead, Lauren, if you want.
All right, friends. Adios.
All right, man. Have a good one, brother. Look at this. Is my wife, by the way.
Hey, adios.
Steven said no filth. Why are you unsubbing to me for what Steven said? Come on, man. Ian, I think we just got you last week, brother. Don't leave the channel. But anyways, man, I hope everybody's doing good. I gotta go down to my family. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.